At this point, we can move on to the Size tool. With the image highlighted, click on the Size button. The first option presented is a checkbox labeled Keep Aspect Ratio. With this box being checked, we can change any numbers regarding picture size and location without running the risk of stretching and/or distorting the image. If for some reason we forget to check this box and the image becomes severely distorted, we can always click the original size button to return our image to its initial proportions. The numbers shown here give the current image size and location. All of the figures within this dialog box are measured in pixels. With that being said, we now know that the picture is 239 pixels wide by 159 pixels high. Under the Position section, we can see the left side of the image is 394 pixels in from the left-hand side of our workspace, and the top is 34 pixels down from the upper edge of our workspace. Please note that all of these portion figures are a measurement of how far away our image is from the left and top of our workspace. This means that the right side of our image is 632 pixels from the left-hand side of our workspace, not 632 pixels from the right side. Likewise, the bottom is 192 pixels from the top of our workspace. With that being said, let's change the width of the picture to 150 pixels and change the location of the top of our image to 10 pixels. As long as our Keep Aspect Ratio box is still checked, all other size and position figures will change automatically to retain the image's aspect ratio. Click OK to apply the changes. Notice how the image has decreased in size and has moved upward slightly. Now let's move the image around manually by first making sure it's in object mode, then left-clicking and dragging it into the desired location. If we also wanted to resize the image manually, we could click and drag any of the 8 handles immediately surrounding the photo. When images are in object mode, we will see an extra handle connected to the image with a curved arrow icon inside. This handle is used for rotating images and will be discussed in just a few minutes. So for now, let's move on to the Crop button. With the Crop dialog box, we can cut off unwanted parts of our image by simply clicking and dragging any of these 4 handles. If for some reason we change our minds, we can click the X icon in the upper right-hand corner to remove the image crop and then click OK. Alternatively, we can crop an image by placing our cursor over one of the 8 handles, hold down the Control key, then left-click and drag to the desired location. If we do this correctly, our cursor will turn into the crop icon as soon as we begin dragging our mouse. Now let's release the left mouse button to crop the image and then release the Control key. Yet again, we can remove this new image crop by going back into the Crop dialog, click the X icon, and then click OK. Now we will click the Rotate button to see our image rotation options. With the new dialog box open, we will be able to rotate the image by these 3 standard amounts: 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. We can even specify a custom number of degrees for a more precise outcome. At the bottom of this dialog box, we have 2 mirror options, horizontally and/or vertically. For now, we will leave these options alone and click Cancel. Let's rotate the image manually by placing our cursor over the external handle containing the curved arrow icon. Now we can click and drag the mouse to rotate the image to the desired amount. If we want to return the image to the original orientation, we can go back into the Rotate dialog box, select Original Image, and click OK. Now that we know how to rotate an image, we can continue to the Effects options. Once we're in the Effects dialog box, we will see a list of effects at the top. We won't cover all of these effects because they are based on preference. To cover the functions of this dialog box, we will click on the contrast effect. To add contrast to our picture, all we have to do is click on the right-hand image with the title More written beneath it. To remove contrast, we can click the left-hand image labeled Less. By changing the position of this slide bar, it allows us to adjust the amount of effect applied per click. With the bar all the way to the left, we will notice the least amount of change per click. As we slide the handle toward the right, the amount of change will gradually increase. During this process, we can monitor the effects on our image by looking at the preview in the center. We can also view our changes directly on the workspace by checking the box labeled Preview on Page. Sometimes the dialog box will cover the image we are working on, so we may have to click on the top bar and drag the dialog box out of the way. When we are satisfied with the outcome, we can click OK to apply the changes. If at some point we would like to remove these effects, we can go back into the Effects section, click the button labeled Clear All, and then click OK. The last feature we will cover regarding images is the Shadow tool. This is the same feature we used during the text editing tutorial video. In case you didn't see the previous video, we can turn the shadow effect on by checking the box labeled Display Shadow. At this point, we can play with the settings until we're satisfied with the way it looks and then click OK. To remove the shadow, reopen the Shadow tool, uncheck the Display Shadow box, and click OK.